Hey guys, Eric Schellenberger here. I'm going to teach you a real quick cost of ownership equation. This is how I measure these things. This is really the only metric should matter if you're talking about investing in a car or when it comes to an actual profit or loss from a car. So this is cost of ownership explained. So it's very simply what you pay for the car plus any sort of repairs, maintenance, additions, whatever goes on during your ownership, and then minus what you sell it for. That's it. So here's a couple examples. And this is you can drive a Mercedes for cheaper than a Prius or the Porsche for cheaper than a Prius argument I have online with everybody. So here it is really, really simple. So this Mercedes, the 17 GLE 43 AMG, I bought this. This is my own car. This isn't a theory. I bought it for $48,000 from a private party. So when you buy a private party, there's obviously no doc fees, no dealer nonsense, but there's also no sales tax. And if you live in a state where this is the case, if you're watching this, you probably do. So you don't have to you pay sales tax at all if you're buying private. So bought this here. This was my wife's car, owned it for 2 years, put 16,000 miles on it, which is not a ton of miles, but it's not ridiculous. It's not exotic mileage, which should be about 2,000 or 3,000 a year. So everybody says when I promote luxury exotic cars, they're like, oh, what about the maintenance? The maintenance is just going to kill you. Pretty much a myth, maybe back in the day, but not really anymore. They've come a long way. Things are a lot better. Maintenance is a lot cheaper. So in this case, we had to put tires on it. Tires on this with a 22-inch wheel, they're expensive. But we had to do a minor repair. It happens. It wasn't a big deal. We're in all of that stuff for about $2,000. So when we're all said and done, 2 years, 16,000 miles later, sold it again to a private party, $54,004. If you do the math, what we bought it for, what we're into it for, equals a $4,500 profit. So this particular one was kind of on the cusp of the weird market we had recently during COVID, and that affected it a little bit. But if this was in a completely flat, normal market, I still would have profited. So this is just using the very, very simple formula that I teach. So compare that to how most people buy cars. Most people say, I want a safe purchase. I want something that's safe, and I don't want to drive some crazy car because there's all these unknowns. Well, the safe purchase is usually considerably more expensive. So this is the same year. I'm using a 2017 Prius. So average purchase price of a Prius in 2017 was $21,700. Now most people are going to buy from a dealership, almost all of them. So you add about 10% in sales tax, doc fees, dealership tax, license, blah blah blah, all this reconditioning fee. And of course, in the case of a brand new car, reconditioning fee doesn't come into play, but you get it. There's a whole bunch of other crap they add on there, like the low jack and the window tint, the window etching. All this stuff is nonsense. Nobody asks for it. Nobody wants it, but they'll say, oh, it's in the car already. You have to pay for it. So instead of working it in the price, they itemize it and make you pay for it separately, which is BS in my opinion. So let's do the same thing. Okay, this is a brand new Prius. So in that case, you're not going to spend any money on maintenance. It's going to be under warranty. You don't have to worry about maintenance at all. So you're saving the $2,000 right there. Great. So same 2-year time hold, same 16,000 miles added. It's depreciated from 23,008 to 16,258. So here's the next part that people take a huge hit on. Most people are not going to trade this or sell this, to a private party. They're going to take it back to the dealership and they're going to trade it in. So when you trade, you take a huge hit. So they're not going to buy it retail. They're going to buy it wholesale. Wholesale on this car in that condition over this example is $12,837. So this process, the safe car purchase, the process that most people use costs that guy $11,000. So that's the difference in using the correct formula or buying like everybody else does. Hope that helps.